Tonight, we're going to explain the waiver wire process for both the redraft and the APFL leagues. We have a new regional mascot for the 2024 season, and we have funeral details for Hall of Fame member John Buschor. All of this and more in 20 seconds. Hey, fellow fanatics, welcome to the Fanatically Real broadcast, sponsored by Nature Coast Tailgating and Apparel, the official apparel of the FSA. I see a couple of people out there tonight. If you're out there, please say hello so I can throw your comments up on the screen. So we are 2 days away from kickoff of the 2023 NFL season. We just got done doing the drafts in all of the redraft leagues about 2 weeks ago. MJ says, let's roll week one. So week one's previews coming tomorrow night. So we're going to do back-to-back shows. Tonight, we just wanted to talk about the waiver wire process for both leagues because when we did have the draft 2 weeks ago, we had a couple of teams out of the redraft that came out that did not have the right number of players in the designated positions. Still not sure how that happened, and they were still able to draft. But regardless, they're going to get a chance to fix it tomorrow. So here's what it's going to look like. The redraft waivers will process tomorrow at 1 a.m. East Coast time. So if you want to do the math, that's in like 4.5 hours. Am I doing that right? 1 o'clock in the morning is in about 4.5 hours East Coast time. That is the time that it's going to run regularly throughout the season as well. It will be at 1 o'clock in the morning. After the waiver wires run, then it's first come, first serve after that. So if you're one of those unfortunate teams, or if you just want a little bit more help on your team before we get ready to start on week one, tomorrow is your day to do it. The waiver wire order has already been set based on the reverse order of the first round of the draft that we did do 2 weeks ago. So once you put your waiver wire move in, remember it's a rolling process. So you move to the bottom of the list every time you put a waiver wire in. And they will run at 1 a.m. on Wednesday mornings throughout the rest of the year. Now, when are all of the free agents going to get locked? That will happen at 9 o'clock Monday night each week. So right after the start of Monday Night Football. So that's when they will lock, and then they will run on Wednesday. Again, everything after the waiver wire run is first come, first serve. Lineups are due, of course, this week, usually up to a minute before the game start on Thursday night. If you don't have anybody playing in the Thursday game, don't worry about that. You don't have to set your lineup until Sunday, but if you do, make sure you get your lineup in. This is your time to ask me any questions. I've said this multiple times throughout this offseason. This is your time to ask me questions, especially for the new people that might not be familiar with MFL and its processes. Make sure you get a hold of me because at kickoff on Thursday, it is too late. I'm not going to be able to help you. And the other thing is, too, you got to get to me sooner than later because Thursday, unfortunately, I have my follow-up. Oh, Lord. You have a question. I can only imagine what it is. Bring it on, Chris. You know what? I'm going to keep this family friendly and not give you the double bird right now. Coop on with us tonight, too. What's up, Coop? Unfortunately, on Thursday, I have to travel back to Charleston where I had my surgery for my 1 week follow-up. So I guess they don't know who I am and don't realize that Thursday the 7th is very important to me. But hopefully I will be able to make it back in time before kickoff. They don't keep me there for a really long time for my follow-up. So again, don't forget 1 a.m. Wednesday morning. That's tomorrow. Waiver wire will run, and then it'll be first come, first serve after that. All free agents will be locked and put on the waiver wire every week at Monday 9 p.m. and then the waivers will run on Wednesday. It's the ticker's ticking. Thank you. Appreciate that. Thanks for saying that. Surgery went well, according to the doctors. I was able to have a repair and not a replacement, which is a good thing. I'm having slight complications in other parts of the body right now, though. So hopefully it's nothing to be too concerned about. And then when they take a peek at me on Thursday, everything will be okay. But yeah, the heart is ticking away. It is, I will tell you, I get winded super pretty fast right now. So it does take feeling better this week. Yeah, I'm definitely feeling much better. The doc said the surgery went well, but I can tell you that coming out of the anesthesia and all of the drugs and stuff like that, and the pain level and what I was enduring was not good at all. But yeah, other than getting a little bit winded, a little bit more tired quicker than I would normally, I feel pretty good. Lucky, very thankful to be able to be upright and alive every single day right now. So, yeah, make sure you keep it PG for us tonight, Chris. Appreciate you. All right, so we talked about the redraft and what the waiver wire is going to look like for that. So we're going to do the same thing tomorrow for the APFL, except for we're going to do it at noon on Wednesday. And the waiver wire will run every day at noon, and then it'll be first come, first serve after that. So once a player comes off of the waiver wire, then they should be first come, first serve after that. The reason we're doing it at noon on Wednesday is we wanted to keep the time separate from the redraft, and we would like to run it at 1 o'clock. So we have one at 1 a.m. and one at 1 p.m. However, you can't run a waiver wire at 1 p.m. on Sunday because games are happening there, and MFL and all of its infinite wisdom will not allow you to do a waiver wire process unless it's at the top of the hour. So as close as we could get it to 1 means we have to do it at noon. So it will run every day at noon except for on Tuesday. Tuesday will be the one day that we get the reset. And then it'll also put everybody on waivers at 9 p.m. on Monday night as well. APFL, get your lineups in for me as well, because for tomorrow's week 1 preview show, I'm going graphic overload for this show. And part of that graphic overload is I need y'all's lineup. So get your lineup set. If for some reason somebody doesn't have it set, I'll reach out and find out what's going on. But I will be spending my entire day prepping for tomorrow's show. So if you can, please get those lineups in for me. Another item that we talked about at the top of the show, let's shift back over to redraft for just a second. We mentioned a new regional mascot. Now, I know we're thinking really far out. Why are we talking about something for 2024? I got to have a third topic to talk about for the night because that's just how it always happens. Let's see, New Orleans versus Tampa Bay APFL game of the week, calling it now. What I'll do is, MFL loves to do the game of the week already by itself. I'll go ahead and see what they say. It's a very good possibility that is the game of the week and that we will pull that one. I would think probably whoever Chris plays this first week is probably game of the week since he's defending champion as well. So we definitely have to give that one a shout out as well. But I will say that we will be highlighting all 16 games of the APFL tomorrow night. So be prepared for that. It's going to be a longer show, but I'm also going to try to keep it under an hour because right after we're done with the show, I've got to go into my auction draft with Toby's league. And because they're all West Coast, they want to start it at 6:30 their time, which makes it 9:30 my time. So it's going to be a very late night. I've got one. Toby is doing the NFC with me. I got a couple of requests from the AFC, but nothing like concrete and locked in yet. But I do appreciate it. Toby's been a big help already. Chris, I wish we were able to keep you around a little bit longer so I could have you help me like should have been rightfully so all of the times that you've been asking for all of these years. I will say that the greatest thing that you've ever done for us is making sure that we were over on Discord because I love it to pieces. And hopefully, even if we don't have you playing next year, hopefully you'll still stick around and manage and give some ribbing jokes to everybody because we do appreciate it. So new regional mascot for 2024. As you all know, I've been doing a lot of AI artwork this season for APFL and a whole bunch of other stuff that's on the side that I've been running on TikTok and stuff like that. And there were 2 of the 14 regions that I was really struggling to get AI to do stuff with me. One was the Wild Boars region in the Pac South. And then, as crazy as this sounds, the Southwest region, the Scorpions. I think I was able to overcome the majority of the issues that we were having with the Wild Boars, and we should be able to continue moving on with them. But the Scorpions are still giving me a lot of grief. So what I've done is I've reached out to our great graphic artist, Chris Smith, who did all of the other regional logos for us. Seems like so many years ago at this point, probably 9 to 10 years ago, Chris did all of those for us. And we are going to change the Southwest region to the Chupacabras. I've already tested it out in AI. I've come up with great art there. I've already tested it out in those little toy things that I've been making for TikTok as well. And the Chupacabras, in all of my research that I've done so far, all of my reading seems to fit that southern part of Texas and right across the Mexican border with all of the rest of the states that are down there, because we've got Texas, Arizona, and New Mexico. Thought it would be a good fit. Makes for a great graphic. And then Chris is working on it right now. Please tell me you don't have me all the way up on your guys' wall in the bedroom, since I know what that looks like now. Please tell me I'm not all the way up that big. Bruce, how are you? Yeah, I like it too. I think it's going to be really good. I'm really anxious to see what Chris comes up with for us for the mascot. I think it's going to be a little bit tough to kind of figure out what it is, though, because the majority of our logos, mascots are kind of like almost like a bust up type picture. And I think to really get the full effect of the Chupacabra, you need to have the full body. We might like steer away and do something slightly different than normal. That way we can get the graphic that we want. So that's going to be the regional logo for 2024 Southwest. This will be the last year that you play under the umbrella of the Scorpion, just so you all know. So enjoy it. Let's figure out who's going to be the regional champ this year, and we can crown you the final Scorpions regional champion whenever that happens. Third topic that we had at the top of the show is we said that we finally got service date, time announcement for a Hall of Fame manager, Hall of Fame member, John Buschor, my father, who passed away on the 22nd of August. We are going to have services for him on the 16th of September between 10 a.m. and noon at the Tobias Funeral Home in Beaver Creek, Ohio. So if you're any of the people that are in the Great Lakes region or close to that and would like to come, let me know. I'll get the exact address. I think we've already got one person who's reached out to me and says that they would like to be there, and I would love for them to be there. Oh, just the 65-inch in the office? Okay, cool. That's still fairly big and scary. So if you would like to attend Dad's services, again, 16 September at 10 to noon, Tobias Funeral Home in Beaver Creek. His burial will take place right after that. And then we finally decided, I finally made a decision on what we were going to do with Dad's namesake and how it's going to be a part of the league. So after thinking about it in a couple of different angles, and knowing that I've always wanted the Hall of Fame to be named after Jessica Walker, who was the first member that was put into the Hall of Fame. And a couple of the things that I'm going to mention here shortly after I make this announcement. We are going to name the General Manager of the Year award after my dad. So whoever the general manager is who wins this year will win the John Buschor General Manager of the Year award. So that's how we're going to remember Dad. That's how we're going to immortalize him for the league. I just mentioned that we're going to name the Hall of Fame after Jessica. So that's coming. Appreciate it, Chris. Thank you, man. In fact, I'm going to go ahead and start an actual Hall of Fame here in the man cave, the fan cave. On the last trip I was home, I was able to get Dad's FSA jersey that had the number 13 on it. It's got a little stain on there. That's how we know it's definitely his. I'm going to try to get that stain out. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to get a shadow box in here with a good picture and a couple other memorabilia of him from having the team, the Killers, put it all in a shadow box. I'm going to hang it on the wall in here. And then what I found out recently for going through an old scrapbook that my mother had made for me when we were looking for pictures of my dad, I found a really great picture of Jessica in there as well. don't have the same ability to be able to do a jersey or anything like that for her. But what I will do is I'll draft something up with that, at least that picture scanned up a little bit bigger, and I'll put it in frame. And probably for those of you who have been in here before, probably right underneath the bottom rack of my shelf over where I'm looking at right now, where I've got some hats over there. I've got some random things hanging on the wall over there, a poster of some ball cards and a few other things. I might move those over to another wall here inside the cave somewhere, and then I will start making that the Hall of Fame wall over there. And then with the naming of the General Manager of the Year award and the Hall of Fame and the new regional mascot for 2024, we are going to change the Fanatically Real Draft. The Fanatically Real Redraft League next year is going to be called the Wizard Redraft League, the WRL. So be ready for that. The logo that we're going to use for it isn't anything new, though. Alt-Walt that we've been using since we created Alt-Walt will be the logo for that league, and then we'll keep the APFL league logo, which might also see another tweak as well as we're bringing in baseball next year, and we're trying to brand those leagues as they are our new dynasty leagues. So Alt-Walt for the Wizard Redraft League 2024 and all of the other naming stuff that I said. And since I just scratched the surface a little bit about the baseball league for 2024, don't forget that is a thing. We have 11 members in it already. If you're not already tracking, want to be a part of it, hit us up, and we'll get you on the chat inside Discord so we can start putting everything together for that. That's pretty much it. Wanted to do a short show. Hopefully I can keep it only about 3 times as long tomorrow night, because I have to draft in Toby's league tomorrow at 9:30. So we will be back tomorrow night for the week 1 preview for the 2023 season. Same normal time, 8:30. If for some reason I feel like as I'm building the show tomorrow that we might go a little long and I don't want to run into my draft with Toby, we might go live at 8 o'clock tomorrow, but I'll let you all know on Discord if that's going to happen. But for right now, count on it being 8:30 tomorrow. APFL people, please get your lineups in for me. That's going to be a big help for tomorrow's show. Appreciate all the kind words. Chris, glad you liked the idea of the general manager. Very nice tribute. Yeah, I thought after playing around with the idea quite a bit in my head of what we could do for Dad and a lot of the ideas that you all gave me and stuff like that, I thought this is really probably the best thing that we could do. He only dude to ever go to the finals 4 times except for me, I think, but I never won one since Chris wanted to ask earlier, and Dad won 2 of them, and he's only one of 3 general managers that's ever won 2, and one of them happens to have the Hall of Fame named after her. So short and sweet tonight, absolutely. Let's do a quick recap, though. Redraft. Your waiver wire runs tomorrow, 1 a.m. Make sure East Coast time. Make sure you get your waiver wire processes in. First come, first serve. After that, if you have any problems getting your starting lineups in, reach me sooner than later, because again, I'm going to be traveling to Charleston and back home for my 1-week checkup. APFL, yours will run at noon, and it'll run every day at noon except for Tuesday. First come, first serve after it runs. And then that's it. We'll be back tomorrow night, again, either at 8:30 or at 8 o'clock East Coast time. And I'll let you know on Discord, so make sure you keep your eyes peeled for that. Josh says he's on his way to pickleball. We'll be listening, though. I think he jumped on here already and said hey to us, so at least we know that he's out there. Good luck at pickleball tonight. That's it. Thank you to Mondo and the boys from the Recast, the official music of the FSA, and thank you to Brandon Valinka, the owner of Nature Coast Tailgating and Apparel, the official apparel of the FSA. If you like tonight's show and you're still not following us, subscribe to us, whatever, on YouTube and Facebook and Twitter and TikTok now. Make sure you go over and do that, and all of our services with the handle iPlayFSA. And we will see you back here again tomorrow night for the week 1 preview. You all have a great evening.